bizarre. You will not know the ending until the very end. And of course, we'll be eating this jjajang men today. Let's try it first. So the event happened on the night of June 29, 2003, when a 16-year-old boy, which the police never disclosed the names of these people, so I will pretend his name is Billy, and a 14-year-old boy, whom I will pretend the name is Adam. They were walking in a dark alleyway behind some shops in Manchester, England. A guy who was a 16-year-old, he initiated to go there together as a faster way to get where they were going. While they're walking, Billy all of a sudden comes to a stop and turns to Adam with a knife in his hands and starts stabbing him a couple of times. Of course, Adam is his friend and is shocked why he's stabbing him, and he's asking why, what's going on, and Billy says that it has to be done. Billy waits for Adam to pass out. He thinks he's dead. He calls the police and the ambulance, saying that some maniac attacked his friend. This is so good. Ambulance, however, was able to save Adam, and he told them that Bailey was the one who stabbed him. So they questioned Billy what really happened and asked about this, and he right away confessed, but also told them this unbelievable story that happened a few months before this. So the beginning of the story starts off as just Billy and Adam living their separate lives. Billy was from a nice Manchester neighborhood, very modest family. All of a sudden, 4 months prior to this happening, he discovered this teenager chat room just for teenagers of Manchester, England. So at first he was just watching the people chat in that chat room. He wasn't participating, but then he decided to create himself a username and participate. And over time, Billy became very obsessed with this chat room. They meet through this chat for teens with Adam. Billy and Adam meet together and become best friends. They chat every single day. So Billy meets a girl who was also 16 years old like him, and let's pretend her name is Emily. She never has a picture of herself, and whenever they would do group videos with Billy, Adam, because they all became best friends, the three of them, she would say our family does not have money to buy a webcam because it's 2003, of course. So they believed her, and whenever they would try to meet with Billy, something always would come up on her side, so they were never able to meet. And so they kind of just decided to be friends, just online. They will never meet, but they're just gonna be online friends, or girlfriend, boyfriend. A few days later, another person joins the main chat, and his name is Kevin. He private messages Billy. It says he's actually a stalker of Emily and has a food fetish. Somehow he decides that this is something that he needs to mention for him. He says if Billy stops talking to her, he will leave her alone. However, Billy doesn't stop talking to Emily, continues talking to her for a few days. Later, Emily stops going online. A few days later, Billy gets worried. Billy gets worried, of course. He starts asking everybody in the chat room if they have seen, have talked to Emily. Of course, everyone's saying no, they have not seen her being online. They have not talked to her. He asks Adam about this. Of course, he doesn't know anything either. He's like, I haven't seen her online either. Billy all of a sudden gets a message from the stalker guy, and he says he does have Emily, yes, and then he just she's a 44-year-old woman with 2 kids. She says that she's actually a spy for the Bureau of Investigation. They're recruiting people and she wants him because she's been actually spying on everyone in the chat rooms, and she's realized that he's the one that they need in their program. Billy being like very vulnerable at this time, at this point. He's like, what do I need to do? She also mentions that she will become his girlfriend, which is really odd because she's 44 and he's 16. But being so vulnerable, he's never had a girlfriend before, so he's just wanting someone to like understand him, have a girlfriend, like be cool and have a cool job. Like that's like every boy's dream. So she says he will get paid for his traveling expense, everything. His mom will be notified of everything, so he doesn't even need to tell his mom. And at this point, by the way, I forgot to mention that Adam and Billy, they've met a few times already, so they know they're real people. They have met and they hang out together. The 44-year-old woman says to him that she wants him to do a mission before the actual job. He has a few assignments that he has to do. The first assignment is this: he needs to follow his friend Adam to and from school, to walk him back home again for a whole week. Billy, of course, agreed, and he walked him back to and from back from school for a whole week. After it's been done, the woman messages him. She's like, I have agents who have been following you, and they know that you've been doing that, and everything you've done is correct. The reason why I told you to follow your friend to and from school is because his body is needed to open some kind of safe underwater that can only be accessed by him. And this safe is wanted by like FBI. The whole world was looking for the safe, and his body is only able to open the safe. So he has to be actually present underwater, under like an Atlantic Ocean somewhere. Go underwater and just like show up in front of the safe, and it will open up. She said that he has some kind of disease that will kill him soon anyway. So a lot of like agencies like Bureau of Investigations, they are looking for him specifically. And once he's dead, they will right away try to like steal his body. So what his next mission was, that she told him, is to kill his friend. And then the agency will come and get the body. Can you guys believe this? So Billy, he says, yes, I'm already in this mission, I will do this. So she gives him an agent name. Now he's already involved so far that he got an agent name. And she said, if at any point anyone says the number 69 that day that you're supposed to do this mission, then the mission's not supposed to happen. But of course he didn't hear that number anywhere. So that day, you know what happened at the beginning of this story? He stabbed his friend. story of why he stabbed his friend. The woman told him that once the police arrives, they actually know and they are informed what he's up to, this mission, that he's doing this. So they won't even question him, they won't take him anywhere, they know that he did the right thing and he's working for the government. Of course, what they found out later is even more shocking. Actually, the story they found out later, turns out that Adam actually created the whole chat room. Can you believe it? The whole chat room that existed for Manchester teens. It was just one person. All of those hundreds of people there that was actively like just talking to each other all the time. It was just one person. Except Billy. Billy was another person that had no idea that this was happening. So he was just thinking that this is just people, the teenagers that was like similar age as him. And he got involved. But Adam actually created this chat room to lure Billy in this chat room. I'm not sure actually how he got him in there, but they ended up discovering this information. And Adam was actually the 14-year-old boy. He was actually in love with Billy, and so he was trying so hard to get him to like hang out with him, but he found out that he is actually not into guys. It was really a heartbreak for Adam. And when he created that 44-year-old woman, he was hoping that like it would give him the last chance to like, when he walked him back and forth from school, like maybe he'll see something in Adam. But Billy never did. And then when he found out that this like is not gonna go anywhere, Adam was so devastated that he decided the only way out of this made-up story that he just took so far is for Billy, his own friend, to convince him to kill him. So this is an unbelievable story because no one usually like gets someone else to kill him, you know what I mean? Billy was convicted of an attempted murder and spent 8 months in jail. And he got 2 months probation, which pretty much said that he cannot use computers for this 2 months. He cannot go to public chat rooms for like a few years, I think. Adam was convicted of inciting his own murder, which is a totally new charge. No one has ever been charged with this. He got 3 years of probation also, and also not allowed to use any chat rooms and internet without supervision or go online even. So this story, no one actually knows these people's real names. So it was a really big story apparently in 2003 in England. What do you guys think about it? And you know how devoted you can be to your like actual lying, that you can like Adam was, that he created so many like